Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Change Happens with Stacy, and this is an episode of Stacy's Kitchen. So what I am bringing you today is the result of this. So here's where we keep some of our fruits and vegetables, and as you can see, we have a lot of potatoes. So tonight it's going to be about potatoes. Potato. Let's pull this whole thing off. Okay, so we're gonna make a couple different kinds of potatoes today. So first, I'm gonna look for some of the larger potatoes. I got one here. Yeah, those look about the same size. That's a third one, okay. And so that's super important when you're cooking something, that you want to have about the same size so that things cook at the same rate. While I'm prepping that, let's get this oven preheating. Now I'm preheating my oven to 375. Oftentimes with baked potatoes, it's just 350. But we're splitting the difference because we're doing baked potatoes and we're gonna do some seasoned potato wedges today. So of course, for my baked potatoes, I've got a vegetable scrubber. I'm gonna do a little scrub on that skin to get any dirt off. Over here to my cutting board. Now, some fun facts about potatoes. Stuff you probably didn't know, stuff I didn't know. I was shocked when Google informed me that there are over 4,000 varieties of potatoes. That is just crazy. Now, a lot of those are grown outside of the United States. So I think that's part of why it was such a shock. So what I'm doing with my baked potatoes is I am just gonna stab them with a fork. What's that song? Stab them with your steely knives. Well, I'm gonna stab them with my steely fork. And that just vents the potato. It allows steam to leave the potato. Now with these suckers, I've already prepped my tin foil. So when you go out to a restaurant and you get a baked potato, does it always kind of taste different than the one you make at home? Well, they have some tricks. And this is something I started doing to get that more of a restaurant flavored baked potato. Maybe you already do it. If not, here's the trick. We get our tin foil ready. And we're gonna just smack a potato right in the middle of each tin foil. So now I'm just gonna drizzle some olive oil on the skin. Bloop, 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 bloop. I hope that my salt cooperates with me. Sometimes this particular salt sticks. Pepper to your liking. It's a little generous here because it does kind of cook down. And then, like I said, my Himalayan pink salt, sometimes this doesn't work. You can get another coarse salt shaker at your grocery store. This happened to come from a Marshall's. You can find all kinds of cool ingredients for cooking at Marshall's. You just never know what you're gonna find. Okay, so those are ready to go. Now I'm gonna wrap them up into their little tin foil house. Nice and tight. Keep that heat in. So potatoes, and why we have so many, for lots of reasons. One, they're packed with vitamins. Did you know that a vitamin is full of B6? It's full of potassium. Potatoes are naturally gluten-free, which is a big deal to me. They're packed full of fiber. They're so good for you. The tendency is sometimes what we put on the potato. They can kind of turn a healthy potato into a not so healthy treat. So those are ready. Now it's time to start the potato wedges. So when I do the potato wedges, oh, here is my glass of the day. I mentioned that I like fancy glasses. Look at this one, sparkly heart. Yes, it is a stemless wine glass, but I'm using it for my flavored water. Today I've got some peach nectarine. I'm making sure I hydrate. I've been getting my water in. This makes it fun for me to make sure I'm getting that water in. So when I do potato wedges, I kind of go for some of the smaller potatoes and maybe some of the potatoes that aren't looking so great. So I'm gonna, and potato wedges for me make a great lunch item because potatoes are one of those things that does take a while for them to cook in the oven. This is gonna take about an hour and 20 minutes for the baked potatoes to be just right. The wedges are gonna take about 45 minutes. And we don't always have time to cook something like that. So I do a whole bunch at one time, and then I've got them to just pop into my lunchbox. They're seasoned. You can even eat them cold. I mean, I think we all prefer them hot, but I've been on the go before, and I just pop them in my mouth, and they're really tasty. If you're wondering what kind of potato I'm using, I am using Idaho potatoes, or some of you may call them russet potatoes. So they have a skin that's a little thicker, good for baked potatoes, and they have a nice flesh inside, that kind of white yellow flesh that we're used to for a baked potato. Even though there's so many varieties of potatoes, we eat about 20 different kinds of potatoes here in the United States. Okay, so these are all washed and ready. Now I'm gonna get to chopping. To get these so that they'll be delicious. Easy peasy. So I have tons of spices in my pantry. Lots of different herbs, lots of different spices. But I got to thinking, rather than me make my own mixture, and some of you out there may not have access to those things, I am bringing you an easy way to do it. So in my grocery store, I tend to shop at the Big P a lot. And in my grocery store, in the fruits and vegetables, they have this. It's called Original Roasted Potato Seasoning Mix. And this is where I said I'd split the difference. The oven should be 400 degrees for these. I went 375. So it says that they're gonna need to cook for 25 to 35 minutes. And that's why I said they'll take about 40. So what I'm gonna do is get my olive oil. It has directions on here. I kind of do a little bit of my own thing. I follow it mostly. A little olive oil. Now you know why I use a bag, because I can get in there and I can squish the potatoes around, make sure they're coated. Now I'm going to add my seasoning packet. Uh-oh, need some scissors. So look in there, you can see all the good spices. Can you smell it? Can you smell it? All right, so we're gonna shake those in. I'm gonna move that around a little bit. Shake it in. Now, seal it up. Again, why I use a bag, I can move them around and make sure they're getting nice and coated. And instead of having a big bowl to clean up, I can just throw this away. Now that's how I like to do it. If you're thinking a little bit more environmentally friendly, you might prefer to use a bowl. Okay, I think they look coated. Now I've already prepped my pan. Put that. Okay, so I've sprayed that with some Pam or some non-stick coating. I think I have an off-brand right now. Do you see how they're coated? Oh, I give a little shake to kind of help settle them down. And then I want to make sure they're all skin side down. About halfway through cooking, I will switch them so that they're skin side up. I'll move them around. Okay, so our prep is done. I'm gonna get these in the oven. And in about 20 minutes, I will come and move those potatoes around. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Okay, so it's time to flip the potatoes. Are you feeling Valentine-y? So inside the baked potatoes, I can hear them sizzling. And look at these. Can you see? They're starting to look really yummy. I'm gonna see how many I can just flip with my fingers before my fingers get too hot. Whew. Flipping them, make sure they get a nice crunchy side. Whew. Smelling yummy. Okay, so the timer has gone off. We're gonna pull these potatoes out and get them ready for the week. It smells so good in here. Loving it. Okay. So, these feel really good. They're starting to get that nice little crisp on them. Yum! Yep. They feel perfect. Because if they stay in there too long, they could kind of dehydrate a little bit, and then that doesn't taste so good. But now these are ready. I'm just going to put them into a big container, set the baked potatoes up here. And when I store my baked potatoes, if I'm not going to eat them right away, I just leave them in the tin foil. Yum. So those will cool before I put them into the refrigerator. Let's get these. How's it smell, Bug? Oh, she's giving a thumbs up. She's not even going to talk to you. Little stinker. But they smell, they smell spicy and flavorful. I can't wait to eat some. Ooh, look at those. See, right around the edges. Oh, crispy and delicious. I did test one with a fork a few minutes ago, and they are definitely fork tender, so they are just right. Again, don't want to dehydrate them and get them too dried out, especially since we'll munch on these during the week, and if you heat them in the microwave. Look at that. Looks so good. Healthy, good for you snack, meal on the go. You could go right into the lunchbox with a side of chicken or steak or pork, whatever it is you really like to eat. So they look delicious. They smell delicious. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll have some more nutritional information for you about potatoes. So baked potatoes, potato wedges. Thanks for tuning in to Change Happens with Stacy. Remember, it always starts up here. You want to make changes?